Okay, good day. Dan here again, and in this video, we are going to continue on our Ubiquiti edge router configuration. We are now diving into firewall configuration on edge router. So this is the setup. We are utilizing the previous configuration. We have ISP1, ISP2, and then LAN1 network, which is 172.16.16.0/. Three tasks to do in this video. We're going to block access to Vimeo, Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and YouTube websites on LAN1. Then task 2, we're going to allow this laptop access Facebook and YouTube. And then task 3, we're going to allow specific IP ranges to access Vimeo, Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and YouTube. And then group of IP addresses also for allow access. Alright? So let's have task 1. Let's just first log into our router via the web dashboard. So let me just have ipconfig. IP address of our router is 172.16.16.1. The gateway is a Google Chrome in there. Paste in the IP address. And then credential is master and master previously created. And we are now on the dashboard. So to do task number 1 for the blocking in LAN 1, those websites, let's just enable traffic analysis first on the router. Yes. And as you can see, traffic analysis has been enabled. And then let's just create the category of applications, add category, and then let's have that block apps name, save on that. And then let's just first access these websites, Vimeo, Facebook, and YouTube. This should be accessible now since we don't have existing firewall that disables our access to those websites. So let's have Twitter in that. Okay, so as you can see, we have access to this website. Going back to our newly created block apps, let's add in here the 5 websites on the block apps. So as you can see, we have detected our laptop on the traffic analysis. So to verify, this is our IP address on the laptop. So once we went to the 16.16.38, so this is the laptop being propagated in the traffic analysis. So let's add block apps, use Twitter on block app. And then YouTube. Let's have Facebook on block apps. Vimeo, and Netflix. Now, so as you can see, we have the 5 websites in the block apps category, and then we're not going to firewall NAT and then firewall policies. And here we're going to create a new rule set. Let's name it block allow S2, since this is for S2 interface, which is our LAN. Let's have that allow. Let's put in here description. Block allow access, and then default action should be accept and save. And then we're going to set an interface on this rule set. So since on the diagram LAN1 is in S2, so let's add S2 on this rule set, and the direction of traffic is in, and then S2 we have out, then S2 local. Save that configuration. And now we're going to create now the rule in doing this task, blocking Vimeo, Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and YouTube. So as you can see, we still have access since we don't have existing rule yet, blocking access on these websites. So we're going to create now to block access on those websites. Add new rule, and then is block apps for the description. And then action is, I'm gonna go into select reject, and then all protocols, advanced, establish, no related, don't match IPsec, application, select block apps. So in here, the application we selected is, inside those application are the websites going to Netflix, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, and Twitter. Now source address, since we're going to block the whole network in LAN 1, which is 172.16.16.0/24. So the source, we're going to put in here the network address of LAN 172.16.16.0/24. Then it's save. And then to verify, let's go to stats. As you can see, we have 0 packets being rejected. So if we're going to connect now to those websites, we shouldn't have access since we have a firewall that blocks already. going to YouTube, into Facebook, going to Twitter, going to Vimeo. Okay, as you can see, to verify, we don't have access to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Netflix. So we're good with task number one. So on the stats, we have packets that is being rejected on the block application rule. So proceeding now on task number two. Task number two, we're going to allow this laptop to access Facebook and YouTube only. But we have an existing rule that disable access to Facebook and YouTube on task one on the whole network, and we're going to allow this laptop only. So we're just going to omit the Facebook and YouTube on task one app category, black apps. So just go to traffic analysis and remove in here YouTube and Facebook. Save. Now, after removing that, we can access Facebook and YouTube now since we have omitted it on the black apps category. So with Facebook. Yeah. But in order to attain the task number one, we're going to create a new rule again and also create a no category for Facebook and YouTube and then blocking that category in the whole LAN 1 network. So to do that, let's go to our dashboard again and then let's add another category for Facebook and YouTube. Let's call this FBYT. Then save that. And then in Facebook and YouTube, let's just add it in the FBYT category. So remember, this is our laptop being propagated on traffic analysis, Facebook. Save on that. And then now we have new category for YouTube and Facebook. Let's block that in order to attain task number one, firewall NAT, firewall policies. This is the block allow access in S2. Let's create another rule. Block FBYT. BYT. Action will be reject. And then all protocols advance. New subject related and then don't match. None. And then category, select in here the FBYT category. And then source, let's have in here the network address of LAN 1, which is 172.16.16.0/24. Save that. And then that's it. If we're going to browse again Facebook and YouTube, we should cannot access that website since we have a new rule blocking FBYT category. So youtube.com and facebook.com. Now, as you can see, YouTube and Facebook doesn't load anymore. So we have reconfigured in order to attend task one. So moving again back to task number two, let's check the IP address of our laptop again. So IP address that we are getting from the HTTP server is 172.16.16.38. So we're going to allow that IP address to access Facebook and YouTube. Let's create another rule. Allow laptop FBYT. Action is accept, so we're going to allow that. All protocols advance. New sublet related states. Don't match IPsec. None. And then select the FBYT category. In source, let's put in here the IP address of our laptop. Copy that. Paste in there. Save. Then we're going to move this rule below block ops and then save rule order. If we're going to reload this one, we should have access to Facebook and YouTube since we already whitelisted this laptop IP address. So as you can see, YouTube is now loading and let's try to play video. Yeah, it's working. And then let's reload Facebook. Yeah, it's working. So to double check, let's go to stats. And in here we can see allow laptop FBYT, which has an accept action. And these are the packets being accepted. Alright, so let's go proceed to task number three. We're going to allow now range of IP addresses on the block sites. Yeah, block applications. And so we're going to allow 172.16.16.10 to 172.16.16.120. Let's do this one. Go to our dashboard again, rules, add new rule for block allow S2. Let's have this allow Black Ops. The name, then accept all protocols advanced, establish no related, match, and then select the Black Ops, and then source would be this range of IP address. 172.16.16.10 to 172.16.16.20. Okay, so 172.16.16.10 to 172.16.16.20. Then save that one. And then let's move this rule in the uppermost order. Save rule order. Okay, and then to verify now, let's just assign this laptop an IP address within this range, 172.16 to 16.10. Alright, but before that, I'm just going to create another rule that will allow Facebook and YouTube for this IP address since this is being block task number 1. So we have a double rule in that. In task 3, allow FBYT. And then accept, and then let me just put another description. Allow FBYT network IP range. Accept once, establish no related, don't match IPsec, none, and let's choose FBYT category. Source will be the same, the 172.16.16, the 10 to 172.16.16.20. Save, and let's have this rule move just below allow black apps. Save. Okay, so to check, I'm going to set an IP address this laptop to 172.16.16.10 and verify in there if we can access those sites. Yep, so we have internet. Let's try browsing those 5 websites. As you can see, we have access on those websites. And our IP address is 172.16.16.10, which is being whitelisted on our firewall to access these 5 websites. Now, if we go to stats, as you can see, we have allow block ops and allow FBYT IP range packets being accepted on the firewall. Okay, let's go to task number 3 on the allowing this group of IP addresses in accessing this website. This is a group of IP addresses. So to do this in the whitelisting, let's just create a group of IP addresses. Let's go to firewall NAT groups and then add group. Let's have a name allow access. Copy on that and paste in the description. And then in this group type, let's select address group, then save. You omit the spaces on the name. Save on that. And then in here, we're going to add the IP addresses on the task. 172.16.16.200, 16.210, 220, and 230. So let's add in here 172. Save that. We're going to create a firewall rule that will allow that IP addresses to that 5 websites. Okay, control set, and then let's go to add a new rule in this. Allow block ops, accept once, establish new related, then not match, none, block ops, and then source. Let's have address group on the source, and then allow access. And in here, the allow access are the IP addresses in our firewall NAT groups, which is 172.16 to 16 to 200, 210, 220, and 230. Alright, and then save that. Must define an action, sorry. Basic, accept, let's review, allow access, okay, save. And then we'll have this on the uppermost order, save rule order. And then we're going to create for another one for FB and YT, FB, YT, IP group. And then accept, then advance, establish no related, match, none, FB and YT category. Source, this is still the allow access group. And save the configuration. Just making this, let's drag this one on the uppermost part, save rule order. To verify, it's now going to set a static IP address again on this laptop. Currently, IP address is as 172.16.16.10, but the one that we've added to the whitelist is 172.16.16.200, 210, 220, and 230. Let's have 172.16.16.200 in this laptop configured, static. Okay, okay. Those. Yep. Let's try ipconfig slash all. So our new address now is 172.16.16.200. And then let's try browsing on those websites. Let me just close it. Let's try browsing in those websites. And we should be able to access those. It's youtube.com. Yep, we have access to YouTube. Facebook.com. Yes, we have access. Twitter.com. Vimeo. And then we have Netflix. Yeah, as you can see, we have access to those websites. And on our dashboard, if you go to stats, you can see allow FBYT IP group, allow Black Ops FBYT. We have packets populated in that and it's being accepted. Okay, we're done with task 3 1. I'm just going to add that Ubiquiti has this group of applications by which if you're going to firewall.net, so shall we say, if we're going to create a new rule and then you go to advanced category, they have existing category of applications. They have groups, websites or applications as business, bypass, file transfer, games, instance. So if you're going to see or block this particular category, the websites or the applications inside this category will be blocked or allowed based on your configuration. So if you're going to check if what are the applications inside games category, so go to CLI. We're just going to run this command, hit enter. Yeah, so these are the applications inside the games category. So yeah, Ubuntu has in existing groupings of applications, and you can use that in blocking and allowing in the firewall rules. So that's it. To recap, we have done this 3 tasks in the video. Allow block access on websites in a particular LAN. Allow access a particular IP to access those websites in task number 1. And then allow an IP range to access a website. And allow a group of IP addresses to access websites. So thank you very much again and on to the next video.